In this short video, I will cover the basics of the Morgan Stanley Diversified Select Index, or better known as MSDSI. But before we get there, let me spend a quick moment to discuss how this index fits within a fixed index annuity. In a fixed index annuity, an index provides basis that will determine the interest credited to the annuity. If the index appreciates, interest is credited to the annuity. If the index declines, then no interest is credited. One of the interest crediting strategies that we are offering is linked to the Morgan Stanley Diversified Select Index, or MSDSI. This index, as the name implies, is diversified across several asset classes and uses a predefined set of rules to select varying allocations to these asset classes. MSDSI consists of 6 asset classes, such as equities, bonds, commodities, foreign exchange, real estate, and cash. Each asset class is made up of one or more assets and is subject to allocation limits to ensure adequate diversification. The predefined rules are based on momentum and diversification principles and are used to attempt to determine optimal allocation between assets with the intention to deliver maximum returns for a given level of risk. Overall, asset allocation is a 3-step process. First, a sector momentum basket is created by ranking all U.S. sector ETFs by their recent risk-adjusted performance. Top 5 performing sector ETFs are selected, with the top performing ETF having an allocation of 30% and subsequent performing ETFs having 25%, 20%, 15%, and 10% allocations. The second step of the asset allocation process is to combine the sector momentum basket with the other assets. This is achieved by applying diversification principles and constructing a portfolio that seeks to achieve highest historical returns for 5% annualized volatility. The result is a diversified, multi-asset portfolio. Once the asset allocation is determined, a daily volatility control mechanism is used to further adjust the exposure between cash and the rest of the asset classes. The main objective of this allocation is to maintain a target volatility of 5%. As realized volatility of the asset portfolio increases, MSDSI invests more in cash and less in the asset basket. Vice versa, if the realized volatility of the asset portfolio decreases, MSDSI invests less in cash and more in the asset portfolio, subject to a cap of 150%. As an example, if the realized volatility of the asset portfolio is 10%, then to get to our target volatility of 5%, MSDSI will allocate 50% to the asset portfolio and the remaining 50% to cash. If the volatility of asset portfolio were to go down to 3%, then to get to our target volatility level of 5%, MSDSI can leverage its allocation to the asset portfolio, subject to a cap of 150%. It is important to note that while the rules target to achieve a volatility of 5%, there can be no guarantee that the realized volatility of the index will not be less than or greater than 5%. The end result of this process is an index that gives you access to a multi-asset portfolio and that consistently attempts to deliver maximum returns for a given level of risk of approximately 5% volatility. Thanks for watching this brief video. For more information about MSDSI, ask for a copy of the brochure or visit www.morganstanley.com/MSDSI.